Hockey Canada has announced that they are inviting 92 players in total to the national team's orientation camp. That's the men's side, the women's side, and the Paralympic side. But the men's side is interesting because, obviously that's their GM, Doug Armstrong, that is putting this together in conjunction with the rest of his staff. But they're only inviting the 3 goalies that were on the team for the Four Nations.
Four Nations.
Like no Logan Thompson. I was a little bit surprised by that. Montembeault, Aiden Hill, and Binnington.
Yeah.
And I'm fully expecting Binnington, if he's healthy, will be on the team. I would think one of Hill or Montembeault likely are also there. But I don't think all 3 guys are a lock to be on that team.
It doesn't feel
How could they possibly be locks?
I mean,
none of them are like Vezina caliber goalies.
Got to be an open competition. I mean,
like, why would you not invite Logan Thompson after the year he just had?
Had a really great year. I don't get that one. I really don't.
That's a bit surprising, but what also sticks out is they've invited the younger guys. Macklin Celebrini's there and Connor Bedard is there. And Bedard, I don't think he's played himself into being, worthy of consideration for the Olympic team, but he still has the reputation and he certainly has the potential to be a big part of the program, for the next decade and a half. So I think out of respect to that, you invite him, you let him hang around Sid and McDavid and all that, presuming everyone's going to be there. I don't know if they're all going to accept the invitation. It's a little get-together, but I would think if you're on the outskirts of the team or on the perimeter of the team, you're going to be there.
You're showing up.
Yeah, you're showing up, and you're doing whatever you have to do. Like Tom Wilson, he's going to be there. Guys like that are going to be there. Evan Bouchard, I would think, is going to be there.
Attendance matters to these Hockey Canada things, man.
It certainly does. Nick Suzuki better be there.
Yes.
Like, that's apparently been an issue for Suzuki in the past. Like, he's declined their invitation to play at the Worlds, and it's potentially something they've held against him.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. And look, for Bedard, I think, he's a 20-year-old guy, right? What is he at? 22 and 23 goals the last 2 seasons. Underwhelming, I would say.
On a terrible hockey team.
But that's the thing.
Horrible.
I have a hard time condemning a guy that is playing in a miserable situation, And you could argue, should he lift that situation up? Should he be raising that team? You can't do it single-handedly. And that team is just so rudderless, so clueless in how, I don't know what they're putting around him, but it's not enough. And it doesn't seem like it's going to change anytime soon. And to the point about he's done a lot for Hockey Canada. I mean, he single-handedly won a World Junior for him.
Yeah, and he went to the Worlds when he was 18.
Right.
Didn't play a ton. Now, he didn't go this past year, which I thought was potentially a misstep, but obviously it wasn't because they've still invited him to this orientation, which, again, does not guarantee anything. I don't think he's making the Olympic team. I'd be shocked. I think he's got to take massive steps this year, and even with that, he's likely a depth player, and depth players, he's not a big enough guy, and he's not a seasoned enough guy. He won't be a winner, quote-unquote, by then to fit that mold.
No.
They're not knocking Mark Stone out for Connor Bedard.
There's no reason.
Yeah, they're not knocking out, whoever it is, Sorelli, who's won cups, for Connor Bedard.
No.
They're not going to do that. But I do think it's a really good opportunity for a kid like Bedard to really launch your season positively. Just springboard yourself into what has to be a platform year for him. Because at some point, invariably, it happens with every player, you stop getting the, not excuse, but
benefit of the doubt.
Benefit of the doubt, and the explanation doesn't start with, but the team. Eventually it shifts, right? It happened with Eichel in Buffalo. It was, Buffalo. Then it became, is this guy as good as we think he is? Now, it turns out he was.
He is pretty good.
And he is. And he's been phenomenal in Vegas when he got to a much better situation.
And again, that's why the Buffalo Sabres are exhibit A of why I don't hold miserable situations against the guys that are in them. It does make you wonder, why are all these guys on this team and it just does nothing? Does that have to say something about the guys? Probably a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe that they throw their hands up in the air when things don't make sense and there's no leadership and you don't believe in the front office and you don't believe the front office has a clue how to get you out of the basement of the league, which is where you've been living your entire career there. I understand that. At a certain point, you're just there's no way this team's going to get better. Why would I believe it? There's nothing I can do as a player to make it better. Doesn't matter what I do on the ice. We are going to be a terrible team.
Yeah.
And I understand. At that point, if I'm a player advocate, I'm I kind of get it.
Yeah, the human element kicks in at some point. You
And
know?
if I'm Connor Bedard, I'm like, where is the reason to believe that Kyle Davidson and this front office has a clue how to make this team better?
I don't see it in year 3 for him. I don't see Chicago. What have they done or acquired that would lead you to believe they're going to improve by 30 points or something? Like it just
Doesn't seem like.
No, I don't think they're even close.
I don't think
personally. And now I will say this: San Jose was technically worse, and Celebrini, the year Celebrini had, and the performances he put up consistently were better this year than any of the first 2 years Bedard put up. So again, I think there's a limit to what you can expect in terms of the ceiling, but you got to hit the ceiling. I don't think Bedard has quite hit the ceiling.
No.
You know, like he's got to be better. He's got to be more of a dominant force. But the thing is, he's not a big guy.
That's the thing.
And if you don't have help, like creating some space for you, or you don't have help in terms of getting the puck on your stick when you do have that split second, because you know he's a pure goal scorer. He's got an unbelievable shot, and he's got a nose for it. You need help, and he has not had it. But again, neither is Celebrini, but Celebrini plays a different style.
He's a better athlete.
Yes, and I think Celebrini, when watching him play the few times I did this year, I was thoroughly impressed. He's dogged, man. Like he's strong, and he's on it. And he's like, he plays angles really well, and he, like the 2 times the Leafs played him, man, he was the best player on the ice when they played in Toronto. He was phenomenal that night, and I think he's got an outside shot of making this team. I wouldn't say it's likely, but it's not 0%. Where I think Bedard's closer to 0%.